Look, if you want to be successful at anything in the world, regardless of what it is, you have to master this one thing. Look guys, so I've been in business for a pretty long time, and there's a lot of key ingredients that go into becoming a successful businessman or businesswoman for that matter. But the reality of it is, there's one key ingredient, right? You can kind of be a little bit bad at some of the other key ingredients, but there's just one key ingredient that you have to have in order to be massively successful. And I brought my good friend and business partner, Cody Sperber, here to talk about this one key ingredient, and that is marketing. Now, we're standing here in front of our Lamborghinis. Cody just bought this brand new Lamborghini Performante, and I bought his old one. And it's so funny because people always ask us, like, why did you buy the Lamborghinis, you know? And the reality of it is, we both love cars, we're big car guys, but that's actually not the main reason that we bought these cars. And I brought Cody, I wanted to kind of chat with you a little bit about this and get your thoughts on, you know, obviously you had the idea before me, but then it made sense to me, it clicked to me when you became my mentor. And over the years, I've seen what it's done for you, and ultimately it's just the world that we live in now, right? Like whether people accept it or don't, I mean, everyone's doing it.
Well, I think what you said really makes a lot of sense, because if you want to bake a cake, and I'm not talking about like a little cake, I'm talking like a big boy cake. You want to bake a cake, you have to have a couple different things. You have to have the right ingredients, and you have to have a recipe, right? You put those two things together and you can be successful at baking the cake. Well, business is the exact same thing, but there's one ingredient that is more important than anything else, and that's marketing. Right? The reason that you even know I exist is because of my marketing, right? And in nowadays crazy, busy, loud world that we live in, the people that are the best at marketing, the most aggressive, the most omnipresent, and I want you to pay attention to that word because it's very important in today's world. The people that are more omnipresent than the rest are the ones that are getting noticed, getting attention, doing the most business, and leveling up to the next level. And you know, it's one of the things I admire most about you. You're young, you're hungry, you're loud, you're willing to try things. You know, we're actually, you might have heard a plane go overhead earlier. Marketing works. It's an investment in your business, and anybody who comes to me and says, you know, Cody, I don't have a lot of money for marketing, you know, maybe in the real estate space it's direct mail or something. I don't want to try direct mail. I heard it's expensive. I heard it's tough to do. I'm like, listen, you can't tell me that you've tried something in the past and it hasn't worked, or something, you know, marketing is too expensive to do for your business, because I don't believe that. I believe planes fly, right? I believe that marketing is the best investment that you can absolutely ever do in your business, and it doesn't always have to be expensive. Right? And we were talking right before we started filming, you were giving me some really great examples about how young people are getting attention nowadays on YouTube and Instagram and on social through creative marketing, right?
And getting crazy with it. Yeah, absolutely. Like whatever that looks and feels like. And sometimes it's bending the rules a little bit. Now, I'm not doing anything illegal or anything like that, but, well, maybe just slightly illegal.
It's good to break the rules, right? You should be a rule breaker, because if you just follow the status quo your whole life, you're never going to get to where you want to go.
Right. Well, and you made a couple of really valid points. Number one, I did find you through marketing. I found you on Facebook. And the reality of it is, I wouldn't have achieved anything that I've achieved over the last 3 or 4 years, especially in the amount of time that I achieved it in, if it wasn't for Cody. So, you know, his marketing, right? His marketing worked. And then the second thing was you kept talking about the investment of it, right? And so many people look at marketing as an expense. Like, I own a marketing company aside from real estate, and I always get people are like, oh man, it's $99 a month or $249 a month. I'm like, you already missed the entire thing.
Yep.
You know, and so you said that best, because, and there might not always be a direct payoff. Look at me, for example, right? Because a lot of people are like, what's the monetary gain next month or 2 months from now? I'm like, well, hold on a second. I'm like, there might be that, right? There could be a lot of that, actually. You can make a lot of money that way. But what about 3 decades from now? Like, what if I call you one day and I'm like, hey, Cody, like, I got this business idea, dude. It could be worth millions of dollars. And the only reason that we knew each other was from that thing 30 years ago. And it's like, so in all reality, you don't know the value.
It's hard to quantify.
Right, it's hard to.
Well, think about this. Back in the day, there was a couple standard channels, right? You would, if you wanted to do mass advertising, you would go on TV, cut a commercial, spend a fortune, hundreds of thousands of dollars just to test it, get it out. and hope that it works, right? Nowadays, the value is really it's a social currency. It's the value of how many social followers that you have. And right now, brands are going to influencers and spending big bucks because they know that the value of their endorsement and their social followers is worth more than any commercial that they can ever cut, right? But I want to get back to a thought real quick, because something you shared with me before we started filming was really key here. Marketing doesn't have to be expensive. It just has to be creative, and you have to be aggressive with it. And you were giving me the example of...
So what you're saying is you don't need the Lamborghinis in the beginning if you can't afford it.
Well, we put the Lamborghinis in the background on purpose, right? People ask me all the time, why do you have to like stunt in front of your Lamborghini? Well, because I want you to click on the ad, or I want you to watch the video, right? Mm-hmm. I know that this, unfortunately, in our society, gets the attention. You were giving me the example of Logan Paul driving his 6x6 down the street, dragging a Christmas tree as he rode it down the Hollywood Boulevard or wherever he was. I think that's brilliant marketing, but the reality is he didn't start there. Where'd he start?
He was doing the splits all over the world on Vine, blew up on Vine, and then he wore a GoPro on his head, actually, lived in an apartment building, had a bird, it was the Maverick, right? His brand now, and he would film with the GoPro strapped onto his head every day.
Now, how much does it cost to do the splits? Well, me, it would cost a lot because I would be very injured. But you get what I'm saying, right? It's like, that's creative. Mm-hmm. And just because now he can afford the nice cars and he can afford the lifestyle, that was after like a massive amount of aggressive, and when I say omnipresent, what I mean is he's on multiple platforms, multiple channels. He's in email, he's on ads, he's on TV now, he's on every social platform out there. He's all over the place. Same with Ty Lopez, Grant Cardone, Cody Sperber, soon to be Austin. You know, it's like those that get it and have that mindset shift that realize marketing's the key. Branding is the key. Like, you can kind of suck at everything else, but if you can lean in and dominate that and just realize that planes fly, it works. You're not always going to get every message right. I can't tell you, how many times have you gone live and there's nobody there? And you're marching around with your phone talking like you're cool. And like it's like you and your mom jumps on. You're like, hey, I'm so good. Right? It's awkward, it's weird, it's uncomfortable.
Right.
But how are you going to get to the other side and become noticed when there are 7 million distractions going on in every person's life on any given day? Think about it. You have your family, you got your friends, you got your work, your career. Some of us have kids. We have our church. We have so much social pressures, so many distractions, blinking lights everywhere. How are you going to break free or through to the other side of that and get somebody's attention? You got to get creative and you got to be consistent, right? So the #1 rule of branding is be consistent, right? I don't care if you're not the best public speaker. I don't care if you're not a very good writer. Force yourself on a daily basis. Go 90 days strong. You could do something for 90 days. So go hard for 90 days and lean in on it and intensify your energy. Almost become laser focused and obsessed with that 90-day run, and do a video every 90 days. Put out a YouTube video every 90 days. Write that blog post every 90 days. Post that Instagram post every 90 days, or every day for 90 days. I did. My wife used to make fun of me.
You told me the stories.
My wife used to come in and make fun of me because I would blog every single day. And she did that for weeks, then months, then years. Until one day, I got a lead. Right? My blog got a lead. It all of a sudden, Google blessed me. And it put me at the top of the search engines, and all of a sudden my blog got a lead. And this is for my real estate business. And I was trying to optimize for cash for houses, Arizona, and stop foreclosure, Arizona. This was a decade ago. And I got a lead. Then the next week I got 2 leads. Next week I got 5 leads. Next week I got 50 leads. Then the foreclosure meltdown happened here in Arizona, and I got thousands, then tens of thousands. And then I was making millions and millions of dollars. And guess what? My wife is like, you're brilliant. I always knew you could do it. I think that you're the smartest guy ever. And I'm so glad that I stuck with it through you, or with you, because I love the lifestyle and I love my new Louis Vuitton purse and the fancy vacations and everything else. Everybody else doesn't have to believe in you, but you have to lean in on it and stay consistent, because on the other end of it, I promise you, is freedom. Boom. Marketing, branding, following this guy right here.
That's awesome, man. Well, that's so cool to see that, you know, he went from doing the blogs to now you look at that and you talked about consistency. So consistency led from the blog, nobody believing in Cody, to tens of millions of views on Facebook, millions of followers on Instagram, and soon to be millions of subscribers on YouTube. I mean, it's so cool to see that evolution. And
I'm trying to keep up with you guys, baby.
To come from the man, the myth, the legend himself, right? So that's my passion now, and that should be yours too, right? If you're watching this video, you should want to follow someone's league like this, or you know, some other influencer out there, and get creative, stay consistent, go out there and do whatever it takes to get in front of people, right? Be different, think outside the box, don't be afraid to break the rules. That's what we're here to do. We're gonna keep doing it. So hey, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Cody's link is gonna be the first link in the description down below. Definitely go subscribe to him. He is the freaking legend over here. And guys, like and comment.
No stress, right? Just a legend.
Like the video, comment on the video. Let me know what you guys would like to see in a future video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.